Hello, everybody. I think it's important to talk about recent events because my book, Epochal Reckonings, is about some of the calamities that we've experienced in the early part of the 21st century. And in light of the recent shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin, I'd like to say a couple words before I read two poems in relation to the Black Lives Matter movement. And so I've been thinking about the Black Lives Matter movement for some time. Of course, me as a white person, I can never have the same perspective as an African American. Even so, I have great empathy for the Black Lives Matter movement and the tragic events that have inspired it. Indeed, it's a long history of events in the United States for 400 years in relation to African American people in the United States. But we must recognize when wrongs are done and unnecessary deaths of African Americans happen, whether at the hands of the police or because of some racist misdirection of some deranged individual or individuals. Such tragic and wrongful deaths have, in recent years, included George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Rayshard Brooks, Ahmaud Arbery, Tamir Rice, Eric Gardner, Walter Scott, Freddie Gray, Jamar Clark, Philando Castile, and so many countless others. My two poems in my book, Epochal Reckonings, are about the wrongful murders of Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown. And so, if I may, I'd like to read the first of these, the poem Trayvon, by myself, J.P. Linstroth. Sidewalk glistening, glowing from bright crime scene lights, scene illuminated from impossible darkness all around. Candles strewn haphazard along a wet path, red candy wrapper on wet green grass, a child's lost crumpled crimson prize, yellow, green, orange, red, brown tiny ore pieces everywhere, oozing candied colors from rain, oozing haphazard, running colored patterns on wet pavement, like a child's chalk scribbling on a forgotten sidewalk washed away by rain. Broken iced tea bottle, glass shattered, yellow numbered markers for bullet casings, his lifeless form on an outstretched arm, a gray hoodie face down. He could not smell the wet grass any longer. His senses had been taken from him. Red and blue lights swirling around darkened rectangular buildings, illuminating building shadows and blinking red and blue. Serious men and women murmuring around the scene. And the president said he could have been my son. He could have been my son as well, Mr. President. They turned him over, his legs crossed, with a look of temporary resting, his arms outward in his hooded face stargazing. And only moments before, screams into an ominous night, empty, echoing screams again and again. Whipping echoes about the darkened buildings, terror-filled, forbidding night, mantled upon everyone, a cloaked struggle, a timeless struggle for the country. He deserved an Orphean serenade now, a wailing of Carlos Santana's guitar, piercing the night, a B.B. King blues song just for him. Not even the mockingbird could sang to commemorate the moment. A faceless boy in a gray hood. A hood making him monstrous, a faceless monster. Everyone feared his hooded monster. And Billie Holiday sang Strange Fruit to the wind. There was blood on the cross and blood on the leaves. There was a cross burning to illuminate the banal scene. A vigilante assumed he was guilty, just as those many white men arrested those faceless black many, accused of non-crimes, put in chain gangs. And the faceless many sang Lightning Long John into the ebony night. Sounds of clanking chains in unison. It was no dry September, but it could have been rather a wet February night. A balmy, humid Florida night, a southern night. And if he could speak, he would have said, I ain't done nothing wrong. Like so many faceless black, shadowed faces before him. Who will give our amazing grace now? And I heard Sister Maya Angelou say, I know why the cage bird sings. And I heard Brother Cornel West cry to the masses, how does race matter? I could hear the many sing in chorus, picking the white clumpy balls of cotton, tired limbs dragging heavy burlap sacks. We are climbing Jacob's ladder, climbing. Jacob's ladder, soldiers of the cross. The faceless black faces mournfully sang. And all we could do was to look heavenward, where those clumps of cotton balls seemed to float outward into the darkness now. Like white embers flinging outward from this great bonfire, comets flung across a night sky. Into the night they went, into the night they sang. As the faceless millions of stars illuminating that great dark dome. Into the night, into the darkness they sang. Faceless and black, faceless and black.